Coming up on Nebraska Stories, international blues champion Hector Onchando shares his version of the blues. The historic windows of Strategic Air Command Memorial Chapel. An elegant invention for decadent desserts. And a man turns his childhood trauma into art.
That's what I love about music, is the expression side. That's one of my favorite things about blues, is the expression, you know, and the feeling.
Well, I'm gonna do that in the midway, heaven in the sky. Yep.
Blues musician Hector Onchando has always been drawn to music.
I love it all.
Dancing all through the night.
It's easy to just connect everybody, and we're all here.
You be breathing, all right.
Tapping into whatever that is and just being there and casting out that energy.
Onchando fronted his own rock band for years before realizing his heart was somewhere else. He moved to Chicago for a year, immersed himself in blues music, and came out of it with a clear vision for his future.
I felt like with blues, I felt like I could grow older and stay relevant with a genre like blues too. Everything felt right and seemed right. Playing music really has a lot to do with just believing that you can in the first place. And if you don't really believe you can, it's really a struggle. So until I was 16, I didn't believe that I could. Again, in that moment, I was like, I can do that. I got a guitar and I just started practicing and figuring things out note for note. Once it struck me that I wanted to do that, it just all happened on that moment where I just decided to dedicate my life to the craft.
She keeps coming around until I'm found. And each time I see her again, my heart falls down.
It's hard to believe there was ever any doubt for Onchando, who brings a positive energy to his version of the blues. For him, a good show is like having a great conversation.
When I'm sitting with a great friend that I can go there with, it feels like I'm playing music, you know, and that's what music feels like. It feels like I'm having an intellectual conversation with the audience.
Perhaps then my head won't think a lot more clearly.
Whether it's happiness or sadness or anger, you should tap into that in your soul so that it comes through the music.
Onchando loves traditional blues, but he definitely has his own distinctive take on the genre, pulling from other styles and infusing his sound with aspects of his Hispanic and Irish roots.
I just love technique, and so I just love everything about music and style, all the style in music, and it's just impossible for me to not apply different styles, because that's part of just music in general. That's like playing different notes to me. Even playing with two different styles in the same song is like just so fun, you know?
After 25 years and 3 blues albums under his belt, Onchando is hitting his stride.
First place, solo duo winner, representing the Blues Society of Omaha, Hector Onchando!
He won first place in the solo duo category at the 2020 International Blues Championships and took home the prestigious 2020 Memphis Cigar Box Award for Best Guitarist in the same category.
Check, check one, check two, check,
And
check
now,
one, check two.
with a calendar of future bookings for some of the biggest festivals and tours of his career, Onchando is hard at work doing what he loves.
Let loose.
Playing music, spending time with his wife and 2 toddlers, and working on new material.
I'm kind of like a pressure cooker. I don't write all the time. I just build up ideas, and then all of a sudden it just comes roaring out, and I just write. The best ones I've written are just like that. I still just write what feels right. It's hard to explain.
Sometimes a song chooses him.
What turns a man into a father?
I have heard about songs coming to people in dreams. If it came to you in a dream, is it something you created? I thought a lot about that.
You were known as the anchor to your home.
So, Let Loose Those Chains, that one came to me in a dream, and it kind of feels like the song chose me.
Make myself feel whole.
That might sound funny, but it did feel like that. It felt like it came from somewhere, and I was just the lucky one that got to write it out. Let loose those chains, let loose those chains. My back is aching in so much pain. The shackles are tight, I can't see the light. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man. I can move a mountain with my own free will. I don't need no enforcer pushing me up the hill. With these 2 hands, I'll transform the land. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man. Yeah. Let me splash the water onto my face to wash the tears and the salty taste, to cleanse my soul of all that's found. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man. Yeah. Let loose those chains, let loose those chains. My back is aching in so much pain. The shackles are tight, I can't see the light. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man. Yeah. Let me be my own man. Give back the seed, so I may sow the fields. I'll turn the earth, and I'll reap the yields. I can feed myself without command. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man. Let loose those chains, let loose those chains. My back is aching in so much pain. The shackles are tight, I can't see the light. Please, oh Sam, let me be my own man.
my own man. Let me be my own man. Let me be my own man. Let me be my own man.
I feel like when I come to work every day, I'm actually coming to play. So I get to be creative and I get to be an artist every day.
Most days, Melissa Stevens can be found at her chocolate shop, The Cordial Cherry, in Omaha. She's known for her beautiful, cute, chocolate-covered cherries she designs by hand.
I love making things pretty. I love adorning cakes and cupcakes and pies.
As a creative soul, Stevens has a knack for occupying each second of the day doing something productive.
I have so many interests that I'm constantly coming up with ideas and products and inventing things and working in the garage, working at my sewing machine, all kinds of fun stuff.
Stevens is an interesting mix of artist and scientist. She has a background in pottery with a bachelor's degree in biotechnology and a master's degree in biology.
I'm left brain, right brain, definitely. So I have this, analytical side of me, but I also have the super creative side.
An unforeseen element of her chocolate business is the cyclical nature of it. She's extremely busy making chocolate from October through May. Then business tapers off and opportunity for her creative juices to flow heats up.
I had an idea for a product, but I kind of got to a point where I was like, I think I'm done just coming up with ideas. I'm going to take one of my ideas and turn it into a true product and market it and sell it. And I have no idea how to do that, but I'm just going to start. I had this idea to be able to stack pastries without them crushing each other and to create really cool, huge towers of pastries and other food items. I do now have a patent pending on my product. It's called Hot Stacker or Oat Stacker. Hot or oat is a French word that means grand or fancy or high, and then stacker is an American word, just means to stack. I am born and raised in Nebraska. All my education has been in Nebraska. I love the state, I love my town, and one of the things that was important to me is to, as best I could, to develop this product and have it manufactured in Nebraska. My daughter, who's an animation student, designed my logo for me for Hot Stacker, so that's a neat point of pride for her, and then of course for me as well.
Stevens debuted Hot Stacker at the Event Planner Expo in New York City, and a month later, it was in the hands of customers.
A stacker kit comes with a base and a stainless steel rod that's 18 inches tall. And onto that rod, you can stack any number of stacker plates or accessories. So depending on the height of the stacker plates or the shape of them, you can stack anywhere from probably 8 to a dozen stacker plates, depending on what you're wanting to go for. We have about a dozen accessory pieces included in my patent application, so people will be able to stack ultimately strawberries and bowls of ice cream, all kinds of cakes, every size and shape you can imagine. So this is Hot Stacker, and it's real simple. You can set it on any pedestal. You can lift it up. Everything's really sturdy. When you're ready to serve, you just twist off the topper, which is also a handle and can be swapped out with any number of standard cabinet drawer knobs, just to change up the look. And then the stacker plates just slide right off, and they can be used as actual plates. You can swap them out and mix it up however you like. But you can also connect them together. So you can suspend them and string them together to create towers 10 feet tall if you wanted.
Creating new cherry designs and inventing new products for patent, all with a friendly smile. That's the Melissa Stevens way.
For this show, the All in the Family show, I decided to try to focus on some Nebraska themes or some of the experiences from childhood or just living in Nebraska.
For Washington, D.C.-based artist Matt Ciso, the journey back home to Nebraska has been a long and complicated one. This show is at a gallery in Lincoln, and the story that changed his life more than 40 years ago started just down the road. It was a warm summer afternoon next to a grass airstrip near his home just outside of Lincoln. He was 8 years old and playing with his friends.
Turned out one of the airplanes was landing. So as I ran, I guess I ran out towards the runway and onto the runway, and it landed on me, on me, and severed my, my left arm. And then they reattached that and had to amputate the hand because of gangrene at the hospital.
It was trauma Ciso learned to live with. His family and friends didn't treat him any differently. He played baseball and ran track in high school, and was the football team's most valuable player.
In a sense, it was kind of like that, I had to stick with it attitude, and I think that taught me a lot as well. As much as I hated practice and hated, I gotta play football, it did a lot for me.
After college, Ciso took a job as a computer programmer in Washington, D.C., far from his childhood in Nebraska. His painting started as an accident, a way for him to fit in with new friends who were artists and musicians.
My painting came to me because I realized I'm not a good singer, and I can't play guitar, or at least couldn't very well. I'd probably play it with my feet or something. But I realized that painting was a way to express that same kind of like rising up, or that same kind of like, not so much rebellion, but almost like I'm growing. I want to grow. I want others to hear what I think and what I believe, and maybe I have something to say.
Ciso adopted an aggressive, almost obsessive style with sharp lines and bright colors. His work has been described as urban anger.
When I started painting, I was painting about the accident. I was painting myself as, like I always think, because of course we have the phantom hand and everything. Like I feel my hand right now, but unless I look, I don't see it's not there. So what I started to do is I was painting self-portraits, but I was doing it with one hand. So I was really starting to look at myself from a visual sense. And then I was also starting to think about the emotions and trying to use colors and lines that showed that maybe I was angry. And I think I was very angry at the beginning. And it was a way for me to take that and put it onto the canvas or onto the paper, whatever I was using. And it was very therapeutic, and it still is. Here's some of my icons here. Here's the severed hand that I lost. That deals with drinking, which I probably had some drinks while I did this. This is one of the rabbits. It's a bunny or an innocent character in a trauma cup. The idea is you want to take all the bad things that you feel, all the negativity, and keep it in a little cup, or keep it contained.
He's become a prolific artist with more than 17,000 paintings so far. He repeats symbols and icons in most of his work, reminders of what he's been through.
This little line here with the 3 dashes, that's called my trauma scar. They had to go in and cut open and shorten the muscle, and that hurt more than getting hit by the airplane.
He spends most of his days in his studio in Washington, D.C., and doesn't expect that to change anytime soon. There's still anger about what happened more than 40 years ago near Lincoln, but his work is evolving.
I can paint, someone screaming, easily right now. Like but it's not me screaming anymore. It's more like, how would someone feel if this happened to them? Like, of course I'm human. Like I have bad days or stuff, but most of my days are good. A wide majority of my days are good.
Ciso still thinks about his accident and about something that happened in the hospital afterward.
When I woke up in the intensive care unit, I felt, I don't even know if there was a real person there or not, but there was someone there asking me, do you want to live or die? It was kind of like almost like a, live forever or live an interesting life. And I definitely said interesting life, because I was still that kid out there running on the runway. I'm like, I have stuff to play. There's a lot of play left to do. Like my life changed when I was playing, and I think I'm still playing.
Watch more Nebraska stories on our website, Facebook, and YouTube. Nebraska Stories is funded in part by the Margaret and Martha Thomas Foundation.